everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mansions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate it today and every day. And welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. Today, the featured sun sign, as I go around the zodiac wheel, we're almost finished. We got about 5 more signs. We're on the beautiful, beautiful sun sign of Sagittarius. Fiery, passionate, motivated, spirited, optimistic, beautiful, fun, adventurous, mutable sign of Sagittarius that likes a lot of different things and open to so many different ideas and adventure. Adventure always comes to mind when I think of Sagittarians. You know, they're playful and fun and independent, and they're the half man, half horse. So they like to travel literally and you know, physically. They like to be moving. They like this energy that they can sometimes keep inside because there's a lot going on. They like to let that out and let it naturally kind of move inside and out of the body, you know, in the most positive ways. And exercise is definitely always known to be that. So yeah, I know so many Sagittarians, my son included, where it was just a normal process since a very young age, and helpful at that. You know, it helps to balance things, as I mentioned, energy-wise. But we're going to pick the highlighted sign, as I always do every day. I pick 2 sun signs. One is the featured for the day, and the second is the highlighted that Spirit really wants you to be aware of. And I read 3 major category messages for this highlighted connection. So let me pick that for you. First and foremost, and let me say that today is April 23rd, 2021. So we've got one more week of this beautiful, incredible month. That's had a lot to it. Has a lot still left. I mean, in this next week, there's going to be a lot of energy I'll get into in a second. Spirit, what kind of message and what specific highlighted connection is it that Sagittarius needs to hear about today specifically and onward? Ooh, Pisces. I'll be darned. Did I just read for Pisces? Because Pisces has been coming up so much. I have an idea of why, and I've explained it before. It's really kind of on the borderline, and I did just finish reading Aries, so we're going to go with Pisces again. Pisces. I don't know. I love it because I understand the meaning and the depth and the watery, beautiful sensitivity that these Piscean souls provide for us. There's this sense of just nurturing and caring and selflessness, and just let me bestow upon you this incredible open heart, loving energy, you know, because I love love, and I love knowing that life can be good. People can get along. Life can be one big party, okay? Going with the flow kind of energy with this Pisces, right? Very, very creative though, very intelligent. So yeah, they have that kickback energy a lot of times, but you'll find a lot of serious Pisces because they mean business. They know how to create any circumstance, and that's super appealing to you, Sagittarius, because you're a motivator. You definitely like to keep things moving. You get bored if you're not doing something. It's hard for you to say no to anything. You usually get all sorts of invitations because you know all sorts of people. You're a socialite, absolutely. And, you know, when you point that arrow, that beautiful Sagittarius arrow, it's about the highest possible good, you know, for yourself and for others. And you have the truest of intentions. You're a very authentic sign. You mean what you say and you say what you mean. And sometimes it can be like, oh, especially for a water sign. So there is something to be said about that. It's just in how we deliver, right? And, you know, you never mean any harm. I mean, you care a great deal about everybody. You really do. So when you do care about somebody, and I must say you are a very independent sign, Sagittarius. You are a freedom-seeking sign. But you also love love, and you love relationships, and you want the ones that I think primarily start as a good, solid friendship a lot of times. And then it just evolves and becomes a physical and so forth. And you've got a good friend, you've got a good lover, you've got a good heart-centered person when you are connected with a Pisces. And may I just say that I've met a lot of Sagittarians in my studies throughout the years, and the readings I do for people that are very, very drawn and attracted to water signs in general. It's that fire and water, you know, it's that steamy kind of, oh, whew, I know I shouldn't. I know I might, boiling water, sometimes it gets a little abrupt, you know, I mean, the water can be, the Piscean water can help calm that fiery temperament. Now, depending on, you know, who you are and what other planets are in your natal chart, Sagittarius, you can be fired up. You can be really, really raring to go and just out there, you know, and super extrovert kind of person. And then like my son, he definitely has energy to spare. He definitely loves to travel, all the things I mentioned, but he's also pretty calm. So, you know, he's on the cusp. Well, not the cusp, but he's closer to Capricorn. So that's that earth. That's that calming. That's really good because he has like 5 planets in Sagittarius. But you really work well together, and it's a nice change of energy. It's a nice exchange of energy. It certainly is fun. You're both mutable signs. You know, it's really cool too. Jupiter, the beautiful benevolent planet, you know, the planet of opportunity, expression, expansion, anything it touches, you know, just luck and magic and amazing, wonderful things that can happen in a lifetime. Well, that's your ruling planet, Sagittarius, and it was historically Pisces' ruling planet. So see this connection, this just natural attraction and pull to each other for those reasons alone, which are big. And now the more modern, I still say both, really, or certainly a big part of Piscean is the Jupiter, but their ruling planet is Neptune. So we've had the planet of Neptune, the outer planet. It's important, of course, but it's slower moving and it affects us, yes, but not as much as like the personal planets, Venus, Mercury, our sun, of course, Mars, you know, the planet of aggression, and all those things that are more personal and closer to us tend to, and they move quicker, so they go through the different signs a little quicker. They do affect us. The outer planet is kind of a longer, bigger picture. And Neptune is all about the hidden mysteries of life, you know, the underworld, the god of the underworld, the unseen, the fantasy, the creativity, once again, at its heightened, its best, you know. Also, deception sometimes, you know, when you can't see things for exactly what they are, and being aware of what it is you know for yourself, because Pisceans are extremely intuitive. They're an old soul that knows a lot about everything. They're the 12th sign, boy. They've had a chance to take in all the energies of all the other signs. They're there to help and navigate people, and at the same time just kind of be at peace with themselves and have the time to be alone and to restore themselves. I like this because, like I said, Sagittarius, you're very freedom seeking, and you want somebody that can be independent as well and not fully reliant on you. Not necessarily a needy person, I would say, for a lot of Sagittarians. You're there to help. You're more than happy to be accommodating, but you really want to be with somebody that you feel can hold their own, you know, and that's always the way it needs to be in relationships anyway. You know, a holistic person comes and meets another holistic person who feels confident and comfortable in their skin and who they are and their faults and their, you know, their strengths and all those things combined. You can truly find that in this combination. So when you're off gallivanting, if you're not together, having the time of your life going around the world, doing the various, you know, travels in between your hard work and studies, you're very interested in higher learning and, you know, educating others about that. Truth, you know, justice, all very important things to the Piscean. They want to see this world be one big happy unit, you know, united front is how I see a lot of the soul aspects of how, you know, Pisceans think. So beautiful, beautiful, fun combination. And then we have this wonderful full moon happening on the 26th, which is Monday. And then the 27th in, you know, I believe the UK. So it is super powerful. The moon is in Scorpio. It's the one full moon. We each get a full moon and a new moon. And then one in Scorpio is, it's it's a real deal, okay? It's the power and intensity you generally would feel with the Scorpio anyway. And with the water element being there, there's that incredible need to be internalizing and well, revealing, transforming comes to mind with Scorpio. And let me just say, the couple of main keywords for me about this full moon is truth and the revealing of truth. Digging down, whatever it is we may need to do. If you're not even looking for something, something's going to be revealed. And it's going to be important that you know it. You may have already inquired about it and you're waiting until now this full moon will bring that question, the answers to the questions. It will illuminate, the brilliance and the brightness of it will always shine light anyway, and there's the emotion behind it. Scorpios dig deep. They are the Pluto ruled sign. Originally Mars, historically, there's that intensity to them that you cannot, mistake. But for the right reasons, they care, they have depths in them. They're very, very emotional, as are all water signs. So, but it's about finding out the truth, which is, we need to know the truth on some form or another. And sometimes it's not necessarily something we want to find out, but for heaven's sakes, why not? Why prolong the inevitable if you can get the truth? Because it's been really hard this past year or so to really decipher what is truth and what isn't. Neptune influence, no doubt. But so that can happen, and it can be such a revelation. It can be such a positive influence, this full moon, where Sagittarius, you're in a relationship, as an example, and you've been in one for a long time. Now, these love connections, I always say, are of all different types. So yes, of course it's romantic, but it could be business, it could be family, it's a connection of love. We have all sorts of them in our lives. So that everybody feels included in this if you don't have a specific boyfriend or you're not married or something of that nature. But with this Sagittarius, I feel like it's like a different level now with this new moon in Aries we had, which is like going on 3 weeks ago, but will last upwards of 6 months. The influence of that, your fellow fire sign, you're just so motivated to start something, to bring something to a new level. It's what you're about, Sagittarius, a new beginning, a new transformation. The things that I'm saying coincide with the truth-seeking, what it is that I need to do to get to that level of the Scorpio moon. And it could be just deciding after being in a long-term relationship, I want to commit. It just comes like out of the blue to you. So, so you think, but of course it's in the back of the mind, right? And you just know it. This is how I really truly feel. And it can be a complete surprise to you, or it can be something that you've been building up to. So it's time to express it to this person. This could be Pisces, could very well be for a good percentage of you. If it's not, it's just being very, very in tune, like a Pisces energy would be, to your intuition and your higher powers, knowing what's right for you and knowing where you need to go and at what time and pace, That's so important in our lives, to be our own guiding force. I love the co-creation with life. I ask for it every day. I ask for signs and symbols, and I get them through my readings, and I appreciate them so much. But a lot of it is what we're doing. It's what we're believing and how we are, what we're focusing on, right? So I feel really good, positive, and I would say predominantly romantic, kind of wonderful intensity of, sensuality with this beautiful Scorpio aspect and moon. And, I don't know, some intensity. Some intensity, because sometimes you got to be that way, man, to get it to the next level, to get to where you need to go. So I like it. I think it's beautiful. And I think that the Piscean energy is very complementary for that. Now, we are in Taurus season, and that is very grounding for everybody. So I feel like even though we have all this beautiful energy with the new moon that had happened in your fellow sign, fire sign, Sagittarius, and that's great. And then this different other various, well, for example, today, what is it? Venus conjuncts Uranus. Oh my gosh, I hope that's today. I'm sorry, I lose track of all the different variable things that are happening. That's phenomenal. It's love, it's passion, it's money, it's drive, coupled with unexpected surprises with Uranus. And it just so happens Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, and that's the season we're in. But it's planting it down, it's grounding it down, it's making it real, it's making it tangible. You know, thoughts and all that are great, feelings are essential. Let's root it down and make it permanent. Let's make this last, okay? Nothing fly by night, you know, nothing flash in the pan kind of energy. This is time to really plant the seeds, okay? So that's what's happening there. And so I'm going to read to you these 3 major category energies for this highlighted connection for you, Sagittarius. And then if you're not necessarily in tune with this Pisces energy, hang in there because I've got the rune that's going to cement the message in general for you. And then I go on to the 2 oracle divinations that will be for every single Sagittarius and every single sign. So there's somebody in there somewhere in some message that probably you need to hear at this point. I hope you resonate as always right away, but it does take some time depending on what's going on. And do go back if you choose to do so anyway, and look at your beginning of the month and see where it's at now. See how it's transpiring, how the storyline is playing out for you. Okay, so I shuffled a bit. I had done it before I started videotaping. The first category, I always like to call the catalyst to this reading that brought you here for this highlighted connection messages, is that of the overall energy bringing you here. And you have, I love it because it's the wands, which is what you are, Sagittarius. It's that fire, beautiful, passionate energy. The 6 of Wands. Well, okay, so in the Rider-Waite-Smith, which is what my first deck and so many use, this is victorious, boy. This is success. This is getting the proper attention, accolades, truth about how far you've come, recognition. Look at all the stars, you know, just you planted those seeds, you made this happen for yourself, and now you're starting to hear about it. And some of you may be like, oh, I don't really need all that attention. Well, you're getting it anyway. Because, you know, cause and effect. And because you deserve it, okay? This is beautiful attention. This is the attention you want, all right? And it feels really good. It's celebratory. It's like, yes. You know what, Sagittarius? There's been a lot of stops and starts for all of us, but I think you've had a few of those this year alone. And I think it's just one of those things you're like, whew, you didn't stop. You know, you had things that were stopped out of your control, but you didn't let it stop you from your aspirations and your dreams and thinking, okay, there's something better then. Because that's exactly what it means when things don't happen. And it's hard to accept that, believe me. I've gone through a few of those myself this year. I'm still thinking about it, but less and less because I don't choose to dwell on that. It does not do me any good. And I'm knowing this, but it's just it's a daily practice for me. So this is time for you to absolutely recognize just how hardworking, how deserving you really, really are. And this is a great, beautiful indication for progress in relationships of all kinds. You know, just feeling optimistic as you usually do and just really reveling in it. And I would say planning a vacation comes to mind right now for many of us, and going into nature more, spending that quality time, you know, balancing your work, relationship, life very much comes to mind. You know, the duality of the Piscean is like going with the flow, but there's the changeability that, you know, well, I don't know, I'm not sure. You know, you be that person that's sure. You be that fire sign for that Pisces, and you say, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing. And in turn, when you're just like kind of blowing out all your fire, you're just like over-amped, overdoing, the Piscean will calm you down, and they'll send you that beautiful love energy you need to just be at peace and to have fun and to laugh and to stop and enjoy just being. Because Pisces is really good at sharing that with you. That's what's really at, you know. So I like that a lot as a starting card, obviously. And the solar plexus is the yellow color right here, that strength and empowerment that we feel, because we can do and achieve anything as long as we believe it and then put in that effort, right? The second category is always the overall blessings or obstacles. And it's kind of a continuation from the first one, right? And you have the King of Coins. Oh, well, first of all, I love the colors and the depiction of this. Oh no, I apologize. He looked younger. I'm like, what? Doesn't look like a king. It's the Knight. The Knight is the messenger. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, but what he brings is permanent and substantial, and it is like that of the Taurus energy, Virgo, Capricorn. Hardworking, could have a lot to do with your jobs, a possibility of a new job venture, maybe partnering with somebody. It is about, just feeling stable in that category. Proper investments comes to mind, but it's good. It's positive. It has to do with the success and how it will lend you to more success, because when we do the things that we need to do, like set aside or invest in the right things, it does pay off, right? It's a matter of time. It's a time game, right? Everything is all in divine timing, as they say. It's no exception, but the Knight is coming through to give you something important, some important message you need to know about your material world, predominantly. Okay, so I like it. So whatever's happening so far and successful is going to lead you to this stability and long-term, permanence. In anything, I like the sound of that. I know, nothing's forever. Everything is temporary, but you know what I mean. It's not a fly-by-night kind of, Both cards have this beautiful, lush, kind of, what am I trying to say? Just abundance around it, with the flowers and the stars, of course, the universe, just being in tune, being in touch, and knowing there's enough for everybody. There's infinite possibilities. There's no limitations. Try to do away with any kind of thoughts of scarcity or limitations, and you're going to have it made. Not that I've ever really known, I'm serious, I've never really met in my lifetime a Sagittarius that didn't have confidence that they could make something happen. If they lost a job, they knew they could get another one. It wasn't even a concern. It was just, okay, it wasn't if, it was when. Which is why I like hanging out with you so much, because that's the kind of energy I want to rub off on me. And, who we hang out with has a lot to do with, where we are in life and where we get to. So I love those. Those are great beginnings of the reading. And the final is the financial card. So it is about the money energy. It is about, once again, our wealth and whatever we consider to be of importance, certainly our health, our families, our loved ones, our relationships, and money, finances. So your third and final card then for all the Sagittarians and everything is, oh my gosh, it's the Eight of Chalices. I've never seen this card since I've been using this deck. This is the beautiful Star Spinner Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. It's beautifully illustrated, and it is about 8. 8 is an abundant, prosperous number. It is a very high energy manifestational number in numerology. Now, you notice there's a woman who seems forlorn as she looks off into the distance to the castle. The castle might have been something that she was a part of, or it could be something she aspires to be a part of. But it's a time of contemplation. And when it's the chalices, they're the cups, they're our emotion. They are the Scorpio, the Pisces. No coincidence, right? The Pisces is there for you to fill your cups, to give you that satisfaction emotionally, spiritually, certainly with Pisces, and creativity-wise, because cups represent creativity. And are they half full or are they half empty? How are you looking at things? And with the Eight of Cups, generally in the Rider-Waite-Smith, depiction, it's walking away from the situations and the heartaches or the letdowns or the feelings that don't feel right, you know, the people that aren't really making you feel your best. You know, you don't really know. Sometimes you question, are they on my side? Are they on my team? Are they part of this collaborative, beautiful, you know, community kind of feeling of like-minded people that support me and lift me up? Because I'm at a phase in my life where I don't need anybody that isn't team whomever you may be, Sagittarius. Okay, and yeah, it's a thing that's going to happen. It's the truth serum that comes out with the Scorpio moon. Once you get that straight in your mind and you feel really assured, because we go through these times, we go through these epiphanies in our life, you know, as long as we're living, you know, we have changes, we have our age, we have our physicality issues, we have family, we have friends, we have jobs, we have government things that come up without our knowing, you know, all these things have to be factored in. But how we choose to receive that and to heal from it and move forward is really always up to us. It is a choice that we can make at any given moment. So I feel like this full moon is going to really have a lot to do with whatever this idea or this, you know, new, there's something new obviously coming through for you. There's no doubt in my mind, and you're excited. And I don't mean you're going to just stop everything you're doing. I think you could add to it, is how I feel. And just to make one more very important note, we're entering into May. May is going to be quite an interesting, beautiful month in a lot of ways, with a lot of positive and a lot of challenges as well. And we have the retrograde, of course, but we have the first, once again, series of the Gemini Sagittarian eclipses happening, and it'll be in your sign first, Sagittarius, forgive me. So that's even more indication of something that's just, you're ready just to eclipse something out, bring something new in. You know, you may be very instrumental in making it happen, or it may be something that comes out of the blue, but it's going to be for your highest good. And that's the thing I always want to share with everybody to the best of my ability, because I too am still a human that thinks, oh no, you know, the fear for a second, much less now. I truly trust, and I allow and trust in the process. And generally it's far better outcome than I could think of, because, you know, we're not equipped to use as much as our subconscious and spirituality is I think a lot of us would like to, and a lot of us are beginning to, but it's beautiful. Okay, your cups can be full, and 8 of Cups becomes the 9 and the 10, and the 10 is the ultimate. It's everything. It's family. It's relationship. It's stability and financial wealth and great feelings of well-being. So yeah, that's interesting, because it does very much coincide with the energies that are happening, and I would imagine a lot of us are feeling the energies of the moon already, because that's how it works. But it can be a very, very beautiful moon too. All of them can be extremely beautiful, even with their emotional aspects. I'm gonna culminate this reading with my rune that I picked, the one rune. It just has been so incredibly helpful. This is an amazing oracle that I find to be extremely powerful. I literally think I just pulled this yesterday. But you're a different sign. And I'm going to put it right in the middle one that I always do under the possible blessings or obstacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm going to read to you, first of all, find out what exactly the name is, because it's on the back. It looks like a bow, and it's Dagaz. D-A-G-A-Z. Forgive me if I butcher the name. It's number 24, which equals a 6, and 6 is about balance. It's about temperance, which is what you are, the tarot card that you represent. Temperance is actually more involved than just balance. Balance is very important right now for everybody and everything, and we have a lot in our lives that we are still trying to balance, I think, from, you know, what's happened last year and moving into this year. But it's there for us. It's there for the taking. So let's go in here and see what your specific time frame for this is, which has always been amazingly accurate with your reading. And it is it's the period from June 14th to June 28th. The word with dagos on the side is day, so something pertaining to daylight. And yeah, that's during the time of the Gemini slash, yeah, Gemini to Cancer. And then once again, June is the Gemini eclipse. So boy, talk about changes and new opportunities and revolutions coming through. It's just going to be like, I really want you to come back. I want you to share. I'm super nosy. If you have subscribed, I love and appreciate you for that. You know it. And I appreciate anybody that subscribes, mainly because you can comment to me and we can have this dialogue going and this interaction and this exchange and connection, which is super important to me. And I hope it is to you as well. I'm here for you, basically. So basically, yeah, there's a lot that's going to happen. So between this reading and June at this time, I would love to know. It's going to be amazing. The words pertaining to this is response, light, change, beginning, new cycle, fortune, marriage. We brought that up. Intrigue is thwarted, okay? We don't need the intrigue. We don't need the hearsay. We don't need the gossip. You're not interested in that anyway, Sagittarius. That's the furthest thing from your mind. You don't want to be around that. That's not something that inspires you in any way. You go with your gut. You understand your drive. You go with it. You trust in it. And boy, those words are pretty much accurate from what your reading had to say, isn't it? So I appreciate you, Spirit, for that and letting me share this with you. The final two categories are the two oracles, and this is the beautiful oracle that I've pulled for the mid-month readings now. And it is the Starseed Oracle for every single Sagittarius and every one of your loving, beautiful connections, of which I know you have a lot. And we're lucky to have you as well. Your particular message is Hereth. Isn't that something? I just pulled this yesterday. Let me shuffle one more time because I'm thinking maybe it didn't get enough. But I'm going to read both. The second one is empathic. Oh my gosh, empathic. What is wrong, MaryAnne? Empathic starseed. Energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Ooh, that's an important message. You know, that's that Piscean energy where they take on a lot. They feel and understand the watery receptiveness. They are sensitive and psychic and intuitive and empathic many times. And that can be a beautiful thing, or it can be a kind of a uncomfortable thing if we don't protect ourselves. And that would apply to you too. The first one I pulled, I believe yesterday, was longing for home, homesick for the stars. So you have a lot to you, Sagittarius, a lot more than people realize. I know so many, you know, incredibly, what is the word I'm trying to say? Philosophical Sagittarians. I could talk to them for hours and they have interest in obscure things sometimes, kind of taboo subjects that they're extremely intelligent and you know, learned in, and they can just be such great teachers. I'm going to read both of the main, you know, message from the book for you, though. And the first one is the, like I said, the Hereth. I could almost memorize it because it was yesterday, but not quite. Hereth is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, but it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place to be we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. And now I'm starting to feel like a very good percentage of maybe the Sagittarians that I'm reading for this highlighted was because you have water in your chart. That's what all this is saying. You have that very strong intuitive and psychic ability to just know and understand, just knowing. You just absolutely know. And that's how you came here. And that's how you know that you sense that there's another home or someplace you would call home. Well, for some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that the soul remembers and yearns to return to. The starseed inquiry, though, for this is, how can you commit fully to your life? Well, it's just a question that I think is always good to answer. And I think that this full moon will probably put some real strong emphasis on that for you. And truth, like I said, how can you fully commit? What does that mean to you specifically? The second one that I'm going to read is the empathic, because apparently you have that gift as well. Like, you have so many, I'm not surprised at all. A lot of empaths are in my life with the work that I do and such. Empathic seeds are here to shift the world through the physical presence alone, through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything, because being here, thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake other people's feelings or moods for their own. So important. That's that watery thing again. It's just that they take it on, and just protecting yourself always, and going inward and asking your highest power and your beautiful connection to creation and, to source. It's not for all of you, obviously. It's just something to consider, because I know that, you may not even know it sometimes if this is happening, but it's just important to hear and then take in. If it resonates, if it doesn't, that's fine too. The starseed soul inquiry: how can you take better care of yourself energetically? It's super important. We take on things that we don't even mean to. You can feel sad and think, I wasn't feeling sad. What's going on? You're picking up the energy of, the collective. Let's face it, there was a lot of that. I had to do a lot of extra protection work, which I was happy to do. But the grounding, going into nature, getting out, getting fresh air, collaborating with others on a like-minded, basis. Staying away from information that doesn't feel right, or you're not even sure is accurate or true. Two very important oracle messages for you. Sent from love, always. Wisdom, of course. Inspiration and, love. Just basically love. To grow into the best person. And there's another way I want to word it and I can't, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, just taking time to be still and be aware. And the final is the super attractor manifestation. This is about creating and manifesting the life we want. It's everything that we're speaking of here. And it has a lot to do with our soul, of course, and our ability that we've carried through other lifetimes to this present life. It's in there with us, and we want to sit and just ask for guidance in how to do it, or just believe it and feel good, and then create it and make it happen. What you put out, you bring back in. One of my favorite decks, and so your special message in closing, Sagittarius, and all your beautiful love connections is, wow. When I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Because that's exactly what it'll do. It's pretty immense. It's pretty huge. And you deserve that. And we all do. And I pray that that's how you can be, and that life that you're, creating this very moment will come to pass and come to fruition sooner than you think, There's a lot of newness coming. I can sense that. I want to know, like I said, what is happening in the next month or so with you. So come on back, and I'll continue to bring you the messages and see where they go. So have a beautiful day and rest of the weekend. Until next time, I love you. I appreciate you. Bye for now.